Do we divvy
Trademark.
up the millions
Let's
on
do
the
it.
opening of Taylor Swift, The Eras tour?
I mean, let's do it. So for the listeners who never heard this before, we take an important number. Sometimes it's the lifetime gross of a movie. Sometimes it's, when it hits a milestone, and we divvy up who or what aspects of the movie deserve credit for that movie's success. So
Yes.
we'll go with $97 million is the number opening weekend of this movie. I mean, here's the thing. You're the one who brought it up. I'm curious, what do you think are the other people or aspects of this movie that deserve credit beyond Taylor Swift?
Yeah,
You
I
know,
mean, that's the question because this was a
what
pretty much self-made movie.
right. Like we did this for Barbenheimer. I think might have been the last time we've done this. And obviously with
Yeah.
Barbenheimer, there's Greta Gerwig and there's the Barbie IP and there's
Mhm.
Christopher Nolan and Dan, there's all these different
Yeah.
factors.
What brought the butts to the seats?
Right,
What
right.
was the thing that made people see this movie? So that is what we're talking about. It's not like these people put up this money so some dentist in Beverly Hills gets credit, because nobody's going to be like, I went and saw this movie because a dentist in Beverly Hills gave somebody some money. That's
Yeah.
just an example,
Okay,
right?
so then let's start out there with what's possible. Who deserves credit for this opening weekend? So it's Taylor
So
Swift.
Taylor Swift, right? I mean, do we bring in, all of this NFL stuff? Okay. Travis Kelce, Donna
Ooh.
Kelce. More Donna Kelce than Travis Kelce, honestly, because she spent more time with the mom than anybody else. I think
Okay,
the big question is,
mhm.
does Taylor get everything, or does Donna get a taste? Does Donna get a taste of this money? Were there
Okay,
people who were like, I won't see this movie, I don't, and then she sees a mom hug and they say, I'm going to see this movie. Is there anybody in the country who's doing that?
all right. So I think we're in agreement that we're not going to give Travis Kelce any of this. It is Donna Kelce
It's Donna
who
Kelce.
could get some percent. Okay, so it's Taylor Swift, it's Donna Kelce, um, the Swifties. And this would be the first time that we're counting the ticket buyers as one of the reasons that the movie was successful. Do the
Are they
Swifties
mobilizing people? Are they
right,
taking people? Are they recruiting people?
right.
Is the Swifty army recruiting people and grabbing people off the street and saying, come to this, come to this?
Yeah, so the Swifties, I think, are an entity that could get a percentage of this box office. Um,
But are they a detraction? Are there people who are going to this movie, not going to this movie because they want to avoid the Swifties? Listen, I'm not going to say either way, but it's a possibility,
all
right?
right. So
Does a
so
rabid fan base detract instead
right.
of attract?
All right, so we'll factor that in. So it's the Swifties. Do you have any other people or factors that could get some of this opening weekend? Because it is, and let's break this up. You are a Swiftie. You're more of
No, no,
a
no.
Taylor Swift
No, no, no.
movie
No,
fan
no,
than
no,
I.
no. No,
No,
no.
no,
I'm
no,
gonna I just want to say,
no.
I am not a s- I have seen what Swifties are in the run up to this and the release.
Okay,
If I was a Swiftie, I would have seen this movie already. I am a fan of Taylor Swift's music.
okay,
That's what I am. I'm not saying I'm a Swiftie because that would be stolen valor.
okay,
I haven't put my money where my mouth is. I haven't walked the walk. So I'm not going to steal the valor. I'm not
okay.
going to say I'm a Swiftie. I will say, more so than you are, I'm a fan of her music.
Okay, so as a fan of Taylor Swift, as someone who knows the eras,
I know the
do we
catalog. I know the eras.
do we break Taylor Swift herself up into different eras? Is there an era in particular that is more meaningful to this opening weekend box office than another era? Is there a main
Oh,
era of Taylor Swift that deserves more credit for this 97 million?
Pat, that is such an awesome question. So yes, you know what it is. Okay, so here's what, and this is it should, I wish we had an actual Swiftie on the show to talk about this, and maybe, this can start a debate.
Right.
But so here's the people that we can give money to: Taylor Swift, but split into eras.
Okay.
Donna Kelsey,
Right.
the Swifties. Those are the options of who gets what, right? Just to
Okay.
lay it out.
And
Okay.
and I'll throw one more out there. Do we give any of this to AMC itself
No.
for making this deal? So Adam Aaron.
Listen, these. I mean, who's going to turn this deal down? Who's going to say no? We don't want this.
So you're saying on this episode where a lot of Swifties are listening, we don't want to give some of the opening weekend credit to Adam Aaron, CEO of AMC, who's currently in a explicit photos extortion situation. We don't want to give him some of Taylor Swift's money.
I would say no.
He's being extorted for sharing explicit photos. You don't think he deserves a percentage of Taylor Swift's opening weekend?
Number one, thoughts and prayers. Obviously, thoughts and prayers. But nobody went to see this movie because AMC's involved.
Okay.
AMC facilitated the seeing of this movie, but they are not the driving force as to why people went.
Okay. So you don't think that, the news about Adam Aaron's extortion situation broke on Thursday. You don't think that added to the opening weekend at all, where people are like, oh, this guy's in an extortion plot and he's partnering on this Taylor Swift movie. I should go check out the Taylor Swift movie. You don't think that happened for Adam Aaron?
I would not think that would be enough of a driver for it to be anything more than a rounding error when we're talking money.
Okay. Okay. So Adam Aaron doesn't get any of Taylor Swift's $97 million opening weekend.
Although he could use it probably after this.
He's being extorted, and he may be in trouble for sharing explicit photos. So he could use every penny that is out there. All right. So then I'm going to have to rely on you, as if not a Swiftie, as at least a fan.
Sure.
Of the eras of Taylor Swift, is there one era that deserves more money than the other eras? I think we don't have to break it up into every era. Well, first of all, how about this? Taylor Swift overall, what percentage of this 97 million goes to her as opposed to Donna Kelsey and opposed to the Swifties?
Let's just do it 97%. I mean, she gets 97% of this money.
Okay, so how much is that? Is that like 94 million?
Yeah.
Okay, so Taylor Swift gets 94 out of the 97 million. Which era gets the most? Which era means the most?
My favorite of the albums is Red. Okay, but I don't think that gets the most.
Okay.
What I would say
is she dressed like in red? Is she a cowboy in that, or
she's got the red lipstick, the red lipstick and stuff?
Cool.
That's kind of when she moved away from country more to being more pop, and then her full pop transformation was 1989. That is she's re-recording all of her music to get all the money from it and to take the money from Scooter Braun. And so 1989 is the one that's coming out at the end of this month.
Okay.
And I think that was really her pop crossover. So I would say 1989 is probably the era that should get the most, because I think that's the one that really took her to another level as a pop figure.
Okay.
So 1989 era gets the most.
Okay.
I think her early country era gets the least.
Wow. So early country era Taylor Swift gets very little. 1989 Taylor Swift era, she's dressed like what? Is she like in culottes, or she's dressed like
she's dressed in like dresses and stuff, and she's very much acoustic guitar and things like that.
Okay. So it's not like
very
she's
Nashville, very Nashville.
Okay, so not like
boots,
not like Motley Crue retro 1989. She doesn't go full late 80s wear
Oh, wait, you're
in
asking what
that
she's
era.
dressed like? No, you're asking what she's dressed like in the 1989 era?
Yes, 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 yes.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the early country era.
No, no, no. The
Okay.
1989 era. What is she dressed like? What does that Taylor Swift era look like?
Oh, that album came out in like, oh God, mid 2000s. So she's pretty like just current, like,
Okay.
she's,
That's what I was asking. She
wearing
doesn't dress
current
like the
clothing.
80s.
No, no,
Okay, got it. Okay, so
no.
1989 era Taylor Swift, do you think then gets like 90 million out of the 97 million?
No, not that much, but I do think I think that probably gets 60 to 70. So
Okay.
let's say 65.
So that gets 65. The other eras then get
And I think this current midnight era
uh-huh.
gets a good amount too, because this one was, she came back from doing the acoustic albums where she's wearing a cardigan and stuff over the
Mhm.
pandemic, you know, where she's doing stuff with the guys from the National and Bon Iver, and that's was
Mhm.
popular. But then Midnight was like her doing super poppy stuff again, and that really shot her back up. So I think Midnight gets a lot of
Okay.
credit as well as an era.
So then 1989 Taylor Swift gets 65 million.
Yeah.
Midnight Taylor Swift gets 20 million.
I'd say 20 million, yeah.
And then all other eras of Taylor Swift split about 12 million.
Yeah, but I would say her early country stuff gets less just because she
Gets
doesn't
less.
really play that stuff anymore. She's more of a pop figure. She does play those songs, but I don't think that's the driving force. I don't think the, cassette buying audience is going to see this movie.
Got it. Got it. Okay, so that's 97 million for Taylor Swift. And then here's one we forgot. Does Jake Gyllenhaal get anything sort of like the most famous of her exes? He doesn't get anything. I mean, he was a
No,
movie
he's
actor.
he y you said it. He's a
Yeah,
movie
yeah,
actor.
not a movie star. Okay,
No,
so then
yeah.
$2 million to be divided up amongst Donna Kelsey, who Taylor Swift has hung out with in the skybox for the last month, and then the Swifties themselves. I mean, I think Donna Kelsey is kind of the whole marketing campaign of this
Yes.
movie.
The marketing has been on her shoulders, as has been Taylor Swift's arms. I do think she is the thing that's getting the, mature women into this, because they're like, look, Taylor Swift is treating this mom like a mom should be treated. And
Yeah.
moms like that. Moms like to be treated the way moms should be treated, which they should be cherished, obviously. And so I do think that brought some people to this movie more so than the Swifties, which I do think can be very intense. And I am listen, intensity is good, but they could be very intense. So I don't think they are driving people to come in a way that somebody like a mother can.
Okay, so how
The,
about
the
this?
the welcoming arms of a mom,
How about this then?
even if her son is sort of a cheesy doofus. Sorry.
So there's 2 million left. What if we give 1,989,000 to Donna Kelsey? That
Okay.
1989. And then that
Okay.
would leave 111,000 for the Swifties. They would
You
get
know what we should do?
111,000.
Since 13 is Taylor Swift's favorite number, we should give them $13 to split amongst them, the Swifties. Because
That
they'd
doesn't
like
get us
how
all the that doesn't get us all the way. Then we'd have to come up with money to give to someone else.
no, give the rest to Donna. Give
Give the rest
Donna
to Donna.
everything except for $13 and give
Okay.
the $13 to the Swifties.
Okay, so the Swifties get $13. Donna Kelsey gets whatever that other amount is.
Well,
Taylor
that's up
Swift
to
gets
you to do it.
Taylor Swift gets 97 million, and of that 97 million, 65 million goes to
Well, no, no, no.
1989
She
Taylor
gets
Swift.
94, Pat, because we gave her
Oh,
97%
right.
of 97.
Right. She gets 94. Anyway, that's us splitting up the millions at this
No,
point.
this is our most inaccurate splitting up of the millions because what did you
This
just
was
give
your
up
idea.
after this?
You're
the one who does the tracking of the math.
You threw it on us. You threw it on us. I was
I
not
threw it
prepared
on
for us
us.
to do this.
You got
needed
so
to take a
excited.
more leadership. You need to take a more leadership stake in this once you
Okay,
suggested it.
here's what I'm going to say, and
Okay.
we'll stop after this because it's late.
Yeah.
But when we divvy up the millions, when I mentioned that,
When
you
we
got
plan
so
it out
excited.
meticulously,
Stop it.
normally, yeah.
That's why you have to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Everybody, look at the film. When I mentioned this, you were like, yes, let's do it. That wasn't a person who was over barrel, who said, oh, I guess, but if I have to remember numbers, then I'm not doing it. That was an excited individual who gave up halfway through because the math got hard. And I'm not the math guy. You know it. And when we do this,
it's
you
not
do the
your
math.
place to interject a math segment then in here if your math skills are so poor.
I'm sorry that your meticulous plan was destroyed by $13, Pat. I think the audience, here's the thing. They can do it themselves. We gave it to them, but they shouldn't have to do it themselves. We should have done it for them. And by us,
we should have
and
never.
I mean
planned
you.
this out. We should have planned this out like we
All
normally
right. Well,
do.
sometimes surprises happen. Sometimes all of a sudden there's Thursday previews when there weren't, and there's weekday showings possibly. So this whole run of this movie is full of surprises. You should have been ready for it, Pat. You should have been ready.